Our story today is about a determined kitten who wanted to go to the amusement park but couldn't afford a ticket. Fortunately, the kitten had an incredibly supportive mom who did everything she could to make her baby's dream come true. This is a true story that happened in Japan. One day, a little girl was playing by herself when she came across a tiny gray kitten hiding in some bushes. She immediately felt sorry for the kitten because it was dirty, hungry, and all alone. So she picked the kitten up, took it home, and asked her mother if they could keep it. "Of course," said her mother, "but we have to clean it up first." Together, they washed the kitten, fed it some milk, and gave it a warm place to sleep. The little girl named the kitten Mimi, and she promised to take care of it until it found a home. But of course, that didn't happen because Mimi ended up staying with the family forever. As Mimi grew older, she became the happiest and most well-adjusted cat you could ever meet. She loved playing with yarn, chasing butterflies, and napping in sunbeams. But her favorite thing to do was watch the other animals at the zoo. There were all kinds of creatures there that she had never seen before, like graceful white swans, chattering monkeys, and even a grumpy old bear. And Mimi would sit for hours on end just gazing at them through the bars of her cage. One day, Mimi noticed a group of children laughing and playing in a nearby park. She had never been outside the zoo, but she desperately wanted to see what it was like on the other side of the fence. When Mimi got back to the zoo, she couldn't stop thinking about the park. She imagined herself chasing pigeons, catching butterflies, and climbing trees. From that moment on, going to the park became Mimi's one and only dream. Every day, she would meow at the door, hoping her mother would take her there. But every day, her mother would just shake her head and say, "No, you can't go outside. It's too dangerous." You see, cats are natural hunters, and the world outside the zoo was full of potential prey, which meant Mimi's mother was worried she might get hurt. But Mimi didn't care. She was willing to risk it all, just to experience the outside world for even just one day. So one night, while her mother was fast asleep, Mimi snuck out the front door and into the big, wide world. At first, she was scared. All the sounds, sights, and smells were completely overwhelming. But then she saw a little girl sitting on a nearby bench, feeding some birds. Suddenly, Mimi's fear vanished, and she did the only natural thing she could think of. She walked up to the girl, rubbed against her leg, and meowed politely. The girl looked down at Mimi and couldn't help but smile. She reached out a hand and scratched Mimi behind the ears. Then she did something that made Mimi's day. She took her to the local amusement park after a fun-filled afternoon of games, rides, and snacks. Mimi had to admit that life outside the zoo was everything she had dreamed it would be, and more. On the way home, she stopped by the fish market so the girl could buy some salmon sashimi. Normally, Mimi wasn't allowed to eat this kind of food, but the girl insisted that this was a special treat. And boy, was it delicious. When Mimi got home, she told her mother all about her exciting day out. At first, her mother was angry, but then she realized that Mimi was right. If there was one thing she had learned from watching her daughter grow up, it was that life was too short to be spent hiding inside all day. So, from that day on, Mimi was allowed to go to the park whenever she wanted. And she and her mother would often visit the fish market together to buy treats. In fact, their outings became so regular that the fishmonger even started calling them the two little cats. The end. If you enjoyed this feel-good story, please give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. We wish you and your loved ones all the best and look forward to bringing you more joy in the future. Take care. Bye-bye.